I learned this from a guy named Steve Campbell, and it's something that I've researched for a couple months. I've been trying to track down a source locally to find these products, and there's two reasons why we want to start them on this program. One is that these cattle need additional salt to correct our overconsumption problem of the Sweet Pro protein box that we've been feeding them periodically. And the other reason is that these two products in general are just really good for the cattle health. These two products are going to provide them with the salt and mineral that they need. And also we've got another product that will bind toxins in a cow's body, or anybody's body for that matter. Some humans even take it. But it will bind the toxins and it will pass those toxins through the cow. Especially things like glyphosate used in Roundup. It will bind those toxins and pass them through the cow. These things will improve what is called epigenetics. And these are toxins that may come from neighboring crop fields that may be spraying herbicides and pesticides. Epigenetics are the quality of the environment around you, the quality of the environment that the cattle are living in, and depending on your epigenetics, that has a large part of the way your cattle perform. And anything that we can do to improve those epigenetics via this sea salt mineral that I'm getting ready to show you, or this Redmond conditioner that is a form of bentonite clay that will bind the toxins and pass them through the cow's body. Anything you can do to improve the epigenetics of your cattle will have a great impact on your cattle herd itself, plus your offspring of those cattle. A lot of the DNA and the way the calf develops when it is born and as it grows older is determined in the first 3 months that calf is in the cow. And even before the cow gets pregnant will determine how well that future calf is going to perform. And these two things I've been wanting to try now for a couple months, ever since I heard this guy speak, Steve Campbell. If you haven't heard of him, YouTube him, research him, and you're gonna have your mind blown by some of the things that he has to say. And without further ado, I'm going to show these products to you, and I'm going to mix some up right now. The first product is this Redmond sea salt, and it is a mineral salt because it has 60 different minerals in it. And these minerals are, this salt and mineral is mined from the bottom of the ocean floor in Redmond, Utah. And I know you're thinking, well, there's no ocean in Redmond, Utah. But there used to be. Back when the U.S. was covered in ocean, a large majority of it, these salt deposits have been protected against contamination. Our ocean in its current state is very contaminated by all kinds of pollutants, from man. And at the bottom of this mine is pure, unrefined, natural sea salt mineral. This product here is called Redmond Conditioner, and it is a form of bentonite clay. And what it does is it actually binds the toxins that are going into your cattle, especially glyphosate used in Roundup, and those type of things. It will bind those toxins, and it will pass them through the cow's body, and it will basically detoxify your cattle. And the combination of these two products are going to, greatly increase the health of your herd, the health of your cattle, and the performance of your calves when they get born. To get these cattle to consume the target amount that we want them to, we're going to mix in some dried molasses. And this is just an enticer. This is just to entice them to eat the sea salt and Redmond conditioner. The cattle will consume these products on their own, but they won't consume a lot of it on their own. All cattle need salt and mineral, so they will consume it, but we're just getting our cattle started on it. And to get them a jump start on this program, we are going to mix in the molasses to get them used to eating it. And later on, we can back off on that enticer, which is the molasses, when they're used to eating it. The sea salt, it also helps get the cow back in an alkaline state. You don't want your cow in an acid pH. You want your cows in an alkaline state, and that's when they do the best, and that's when they are the healthiest. And that's what prevents disease, that's what prevents sickness, and your cattle will perform better. So I'm going to mix some up, and I'll show you guys what this stuff looks like. You can see that the sea salt, it's not white salt. It's got kind of a brown reddish color to it. There, I'll get it in the light. It's a brown reddish color because it's got minerals in it. This is not salt from the store that's pure white and has no, minerals and not a lot of nutritional value in it. And this is the conditioner. This is what the conditioner looks like. And the molasses has a red color to it. But I'm going to mix all these up. And the ratio that we're going to mix these up with is a 5 parts Redmond sea salt to 3 parts Redmond conditioner. So these products come in 50-pound bags. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix the entire 50-pound bag of salt, and we're going to mix 30 pounds of the conditioner, and the remaining balance we're going to put the molasses in there for an enticer. There's one other ingredient that I don't have that I'm working on tracking down a good source for, that Steve Campbell mentioned. That product is baking soda. And you don't want to just go to the store and buy any baking soda. It needs to be a good high quality baking soda. And so if you really wanted to mix this right, you would do 50 pounds Redmond sea salt, 30 pounds Redmond conditioner, and 10 pounds of baking soda. That ratio is 5:3:1. So the baking soda also helps the cows stay in an alkaline state. And that's just another part of keeping the cows alkaline and keeping them healthy. And so I don't have the baking soda right now, but when I track down a good source that I trust and am willing to use in this combination, I will. But for now, it's just going to be these products right here. Now I've poured all 3 into this old protein tub. I'm going to mix it up with this shovel I just poured a portion of each bag in here. But I'm going to show you different colors. It's kind of cool once you start mixing this up. The more white stuff is the Redmond conditioner. That is the sea salt. The more red is the molasses. So you can see all three mixed up right there. We're gonna mix this up really good, and then we're gonna pour some more in, mix that up really good. We're just gonna keep doing that till we get the amount that we want in our tub, and then we're gonna go put it out for the cattle. Threw a little bit of corn on top just to entice them a little bit more. I had to get past those steers who was trying to eat on this as I was pulling it over here with the four-wheeler. And they're really going at it. First two tubs I set out here, they must have been fighting over it, and there wasn't as much because I split it between two tubs and they knocked it over onto the ground. And so this time I just put everything in one tub so that it would be heavier, and so they're not knocking it over. So I put a little bit more molasses in this mix, and I put that little bit of corn on top just to get them to get started on it. Because the other tub that I put out, it's still got some in there. They haven't been eating on it quite as good as I would like them to. So I'll probably go put a little bit of corn on that tub as well. I used up all the molasses that I had on this tub, just because I wanted to make sure that they were going to eat on it. And it's going to take some time for them to get used to all this. There's our yearling Red Angus bull. You know, we haven't spoiled these cows this year. We don't ever baby our cattle anyways, but we really wanted to put these heifers to the test. Some of them got calves on them. Most of them are just bred heifers. But they've got plenty of forage out here to eat. This up here is a little bit ate down, but there's a lot of forage out there. Dry forage. So one of the reasons that we decided to put this mix out is because we've been putting out a protein block for them here and there, not all the time, because I don't think they need it all the time. But that right there in lies the problem, because these cows are so used to foraging and surviving on their own. When you put something like a protein block in front of them, they just absolutely go wild on it. It's like a kid in a candy store. And one 250-pound block should last these cattle 8 days. for the consumption rate that we want them to consume. And here lately, when I put it out, they eat the entire block in one day. Hey, don't eat on that. Yeah, maybe they're not eating on it. Just looked like they were. I use a strap to strap around that protein tub and pull it out here. But you know, we can't have these cattle going through an entire block in one day when it's supposed to last them 8 days. Not only out of an economical standpoint, but out of a health standpoint as well. Those blocks are made out of dried distillers grains and solubles. Steers are over there messing with my four-wheeler. And the problem with that is that it is a very good source of high energy and protein, but distillers grains have a lot of sulfur in them, and a lot of sulfur is not what you want in your cow's diet. It can give them a cattle polio disease. I can't remember the specific name for it, but it's to do with the amount of sulfur that turns into a sulfide when they get too much of it, and they cannot get rid of it all out of their rumen. And it's not good when that happens. Cattle can die. I'm not concerned that these cattle are gonna die over consuming that tub, because it would take a very high amount of those distillers grains to actually cause that problem in these cattle. And if they're only getting it, you know, once in a while, then it's most likely not going to harm them, you know, on a one-time deal. They would probably have to get about 2 to 3 times that amount to start to cause any bad side effects, negative side effects. But nevertheless, I don't know if it's healthy for these cattle to be consuming that much of a protein block in one day. And it's not economical for us. Those blocks cost $114 a piece. They're supposed to last 8 days, and they're going through them in a day. And, you know, to tell you the truth, I don't know if we're going to continue to use them, because in our forage-based system, I don't know if these cattle, even with the sea salt and the conditioner and everything and the minerals, will ever be able to adjust at eating those blocks at a normal rate, because they're just so self-sufficient and they know what it takes to survive on their own. That when they get something like that, it's a real treat for them, and it's like candy. It's like candy to them, and I just don't know if that's going to work in our forage-based system with these cattle. But I'll be sure to give you guys updates. This is just the beginning of this program. I'm hoping to see some really good improvements, although these cattle are looking pretty good anyways. But I really think that this is going to be a game changer. You know, Steve Campbell said that most mixed minerals that you just get in a bag at the store are minerals from China. These companies will source minerals from China and then mix them all up into one mineral mix, and then that's what you buy in the store. And the problem with that is there's a lot of contamination in those China minerals, especially cadmium. Cadmium is not good for cattle. It builds up in their body. It's a toxin. And these sea salt minerals have none of that. It's pure sea salt and pure minerals. And along with the bentonite clay, which is the Redmond conditioner, that's going to remove any toxins from the body that they ingest. I'm just looking forward to seeing a really nice improvement on these animals, not only in their body condition, but their calves, their breed back, their efficiency, just everything. You know, we always try to do everything as organically as we can. That little calf is May over there. She's always in the camera. We try to do everything as organically as we can, and this is just right along our alley. You know, when I found out about these sea salt minerals and the conditioner, that's just what we're looking for to add to our program. And we really want our cattle to survive and be efficient on grass, because that's what they are made to do. This Flint Hills, Kansas wind, we're used to it. It may be hard to hear me at times, but that's something that we deal with on a daily basis out here. It's just the way of life, dealing with this wind. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna let you go, and I'm going to give you updates on how this is all working out. The cattle really seem to be liking it so far. They're still eating on it. The key is to get them started on this really good. You have to have an enticer, whether that be pure cane sugar, molasses, put a little bit of feed on top to get them to start eating it. Whatever you got to do to get them to start eating this stuff on a regular basis and get the amount in them that you want, you got to entice them a little bit. And so that's what we're doing. Eventually they'll get used to it and they'll probably eat it a little bit more consistently, but for now you have to give them a jump start on it and get them eating it. And from what I hear, as little as a couple weeks, as little as 1 week sometimes, and especially in 30 days, we're going to see a difference in these cattle. So I'm going to provide a link to these products. If you guys want to try them out, I'll give you a link to where to go to get them. If you can't find a local source, you can get them online. And go look up Steve Campbell's videos, because the man has a vast amount of knowledge. And believe me, it'll be worth the time it takes to listen to him. And I'm still learning myself. I'm glad I stumbled upon him. And I'm going to give you guys a first-hand experience on the difference it's going to make for our cattle. And this is going to be a real world experience, because this is basically the first these cattle are getting it. I just put out those other tubs a couple days ago. I'm putting out this one today. And so these cattle are just getting started on it. So everybody have a good day. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon so you can get notifications on all of our new videos. And everybody have a good day.